Joe Igbokwe, a member of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has not hidden his distaste for Fani-Kayode, a former member of the People's Democratic Party and former aviation minister who decamped to the APC last week. Reacting to the defection, Igbokwe faulted his party for accepting Fani-Kayode into his fold, saying that the former minister had no electoral value and was politically unstable. Igbokwe was particularly angry that he had toiled for the APC for years, yet Abuja had never given him a phone call, much less inviting him for coffee with President Muhammadu Buhari. Using very colorful language to describe Fani-Kayode on social media, he wondered why the former minister was given the red carpet treatment at the seat of power in Abuja. Joining us now to discuss the gale of party defections and why he thinks the APC should be circumspect about Fani-Kayode joining its fold is Joe Igbokwe. He will also be talking to us about the litany of court cases that have been instituted against the Yobe State Governor, Mai Malabuni, and the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee that he has. In addition to being a founding member of the APC, Igbokwe is the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on drainage and water resources. Good morning, Joe Igbokwe, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Morning.
Morning. Well, let's start with this, your concern about Fani-Kayode joining the APC, considering the fact that he has a right to associate, he has a right to choose, he has the right to express himself. So what really is the problem? The choice that he has made, or the fact that you've not been invited to the villa to come and drink coffee and shake the president's hand and also take a picture with the president? Would that have made a difference if you had been invited? And if the president were to invite you today, will you change your mind about Fani-Kayode? Since taking a cup of coffee with the president seems to be a big issue.
I was just trying to play with semantics.
Okay.
It's not, we have gone beyond the stage. We're the pioneer members of, we started from AD days, AC, SCN, and to get to where we are today. So I'm not looking for coffee to drink, not looking for a handshake. I had it when Obasanjo was there, even though Obasanjo was in PDP. And there was this attack on him then, and there were people like us that said, no, it cannot happen. Aki Oshitokun was the MD of NANS then, this agency of Nigeria. So he invited us to Abuja, and we met the president. He said, Mr. President, we're about 7 of us. These are people that have been working for you for years. What we got was a cup of tea and grapes. And he said, gentlemen, you are doing very well, and there's still more work to do. And we left. We're happy. 2003. So we're happy and we left. People like us, myself, I'm not looking for food to eat. But I was thinking about, consequence management, Let me just put it that way. Consequence management. That actions carry consequences. That, politicians are supposed to be builders. They build cities. They build, sophisticated, countries. And then apostates, there are people that are called apostates. They don't believe in anything. They are just there. My pastor in the church will call it Toshiba fan. They go this way. They go this way. Very unstable people. Those kind of people, apostates, don't build nations. They're just looking for something to eat. It's not like people like us that have been thrown under the truck. You know how we got here. If anybody does not know here, you know how we got here. You know the risk that we have taken to get to where we are today, people like me. So I'm not looking for something to eat. People misinterpreted it as if I wanted something. What do I need? It's we that give people. We give people. We build people. Over the years in Lagos here, I've been able to gather all APCs, people who are supporting APC with their data, slaving for the party for years. I always gather them in my office, and I will encourage them. I say, the idea is not for us to look for something to eat, but make our nation better. If it's better, it's going to be better for everybody. Nobody's doing that. But here in Talopas, coming in, and they are giving, as if other people do not better. I'm not talking about myself. There are thousands of people that I know. They are not just ordinary human beings, but these are intellectuals. These are writers that have been slaving for this party. And this one will continue to jump from one level. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about. And it's clear. We have to build our party. Discipline builds a party. Indiscipline will crush a party anywhere in the world. So that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
I can't recall how, his antecedents, what he'd been saying about the party. And then you just open the door and people will, all kinds of people come. There are people that will bring, they help you to destroy the party.
Right.
So what I'm saying is that actions carry consequences. There must be consequence management in the system. That if you do this, it's called party discipline. If you do this, this is what is going to happen to you. Otherwise, we'll leave this stage for all kinds of people, and it's not good for our party.
Right. What you're expressing is clear, that in a political party, same as even in a family
Yes.
or in an organization, the worst behavior that's tolerated ends up becoming the culture of that organization.
Yes.
So you are saying that it's going to end up being sort of a diminishing of the standards. So what can be done to remedy that? What can be done to safeguard those standards? Are you saying that the APC is not welcome to all comers, for example?
It shouldn't be an all-comers affair. He would have been admitted, quietly, without all the noise, without the presidential handshake, without, leaving, what you're supposed to do and be doing things that are abnormal or unacceptable. Why the open celebration as if a hero is coming? It's not a hero. It's not. It's not. So we are worried, the foundation members of our party, that, it's not that there's anything I can do, but to bring it to the fore so that they will learn from it in case of another day.
But it's shocking that you're saying this when a lot of people feel that your party has been opening its gate like the kingdom of heaven. What your former party chairman, Dr. Chairman, said, come to the APC, your sins are forgiven. So if anybody that might have sins, say, I want my sins to be forgiven, then the place will be the APC, because your former party chairman said it boldly in the campaign rally that, come, your sins are forgiven. So it's a party where you forgive no matter sins necessary. And that's why the defection has been there. So why are you complaining that when your party is forgiving sins, all sorts of sins in this country, and now you are complaining that your party shouldn't forgive sins? I thought you people said the party was the kingdom of heaven.
When those people were admitted, did you hear me? Did you hear me?
So your pain now is that
No.
you met with the president?
No, it's not. What is the meaning of that?
No,
I've met the president about 17 years ago. What was the big deal of meeting the president? We are leaders. I'm not a baby in this game. We didn't make noise when other people were coming in. But we have to make noise because of this one. Because of this one. That's what we're saying.
What is different about Fani-Kayode?
You know the difference?
I don't.
You should know.
I don't know. I don't know. Please tell me.
Oh,
that's what the people want.
Okay. I understand. I know his antecedents. I know where he's coming from.
What
We
is
study
his
everybody. Everybody that's steady, I know them. I know all of them, all of you very well.
Well,
so
Joe,
we know.
let's put it like this.
Yes.
Other people elected to cross from one party or the other into the APC. There were also, politicians in other places. You did not object. It looks like from a particular direction, because Babafemi Ojudu also complained about Femi Fani-Kayode joining. You also complained. Maybe there are also other persons who are complaining. But in all of this, you seem to have forgotten that in 2013, 2014, Fani-Kayode says he was one of the original founders of the APC. It was later, in 2014, that he moved to the PDP. And then he's gone back to the APC. So, you've been saying we are the leaders, we are the founders. But he will tell you that he was one of the founders of the party. So why is it not good enough to come back home? But beyond all of that, all these gale of defections that we're seeing, Do you share the view that Nigeria is probably facing, as we move towards 2023, the risk of an emerging one-party state? Because it looks like APC has turned into a magnet, attracting all kinds of persons. And the fear by some people is that this is an advanced form of rigging before the election itself.
Well, like I said, I believe that people should, we're in a democracy, it can be anywhere you want to be. The other day, somebody moved from APC to PDP. I'm trying to recall his name, from Kaduna State, a senator from Kaduna State. He moved
Senator Shehu Sani.
Yes, Shehu Sani moved from APC to PDP. So you can, it's allowed in a democracy. I have no, but somebody that said, it's better for me to die than going back to APC. Why do you have to swallow your vomit if you're a man? A man is known to stand on what he believes in, instead of, you maintain your dignity. You stand firm that this is your decision and you take, you can't, like I said, not to Shiba fan, you go this way, you go this way, the other day you go this way, you go this way. People like us will say you're just looking for something to eat. We've been consistent. Since, like us, we stay where we are. We were in Lagos here when AD had only one state. One state, AD, that has now transformed into, with other parties, into APC, had one state. And we started from there, from 1, 2, 3, 4, and got to where we are today. That is the hallmark of any man who says he has dignity, or any woman who says he has dignity. Stand firm so that people will know you.
Well, but Fani-Kayode says it is his choice. And it doesn't matter what anybody thinks.
No, it's okay, but we're talking. We're talking. If anybody tells you that he's not listening to us, he's been quiet. He has not said anything. He's just going about, eating with everybody as if it's Christmas. It's not Christmas yet.
But let's we know that. Alone. Yes. How about the fear of the one-party state?
But we'll not get there. Because once you have one-party state, then there's no democracy. PDP is still there. This I know very well. So it is not an attempt to kill PDP, but to decimate them, small, to be able to so that they will not pose too much challenge to us. Because we gave them 16 years, they didn't do anything with it. So, and if you look back from 2015 to where we are today, if you are objective enough and if you want to be fair, you would have known that something is happening. This I have seen. It's happening across Nigeria.
So beyond Fani-Kayode, just this gale of defections, as we've been calling it in the media of late, what are the negotiations that happen behind closed doors? Can you give us some insights into that? How is that brought about? And also, do you have any objection generally, or is it just specific to one person, this objection that you have? Because what we're told with the APC is that when they're wooing people from the PDP, that they're promised founding member privileges, that they're promised a ticket and what have you. Is that objectionable to you as a rule, as a principle, or is it just this particular individual?
No, I'm not averse to having anybody coming to the table. But who is coming to the table? I said, I just single one person. You won't hear me, I'm a loyal party man. I just single one person. Because one person can spoil the blood. One. You understand the power of one? It's power of one that made America to be speaking English today. It was supposed to be French. There was one person that said no, and they're now speaking English. One man can make the difference. If you remove one out of 1 million, it's no longer 1 million. So, one is something. That's what we're talking. Because we are setting examples out there that anybody can go out and do anything, and once you come back, we'll take you. Okay, let me ask you, what values is he going to bring to the table? What is he going to bring to the table? Loquaciousness?
Okay.
Talking.
Okay, but
what values?
I mean, you're asking
to
what...
come and eat.
You know what? You're asking what values, but the question is, this same person you're asking what values must have some political relevance, really. So a lot of people argue...
How?
No, hang on a minute. A lot of people argue that he's not won award elections in his states. He doesn't have a political base, but he has political relevance. He left the same APC, went to the PDP, got director of media for the Goodluck Jonathan presidential campaign. He left there. He came back to the APC, and he was welcomed by the president with fatwa. So he must have some political relevance, even if you might not say, you might not like him and not see the value. The people that brought him in see the value. And it took Maimala Buni, the Caretaker Committee chairman, to take him personally to the president. And you said he's had dinners. He's had dinners with every big person in the cabinet, Issa Pantami and the likes. So some people will say, yeah, you might not see value, but the APC is probably seeing a relevance you don't see.
If I come here to tell you that Fani-Kayode is somebody you can just dismiss with a wave of hand, I'll be deceiving myself, and the truth is not in me.
So there's value.
We're talking about character. He's well educated. He has the gift of the gab. That's the only thing he has. And it is something. But character is what we're talking about. I've just told you, I'm a politician and I have character. Dr. Bati knows that. We've been consistent for years. We're not Toshiba fan. Sorry, I'm using this word, Toshiba fan. You go this way, you go this way. A man is known for what he believes in, what he stands for. Do you have dignity? Do you have something to bring to the table? What are you known for? That is it. It's not about moving from one party to... Who are you? Why are people talking? And these are the fundamental questions that we're bringing to the table. It's not the only person. Other people have been moving to APC, and other people have also been moving to PDP. We're not raising any eyebrow.
Joe, on the question of character, you know that Fani-Kayode can sue you for defamation.
No.
Because as you yourself pointed out, he's not the only politician who has been moving from one party to the other. He has just shuttled between two political parties.
Okay.
In the last decade or thereabouts. There are politicians who have moved from one party to the other. They've been to almost every major party, 5 political parties.
Character that I'm talking about.
If you know, and he's been Minister of Aviation in this country. He's been Minister of Culture. He's run presidential campaigns. He's a lawyer. So when you talk about his character, he can take political
character that we're talking about.
Then why do you think...
abuse. He has abused the president several times. He's one of the people that started saying that president is not the president.
Let's focus on the issues. I asked you about one party state. You say it's not possible.
It's not possible.
So what is going on in your party with regard to this confusion and the various law cases about the legitimacy of the Caretaker Committee led by Maimala Buni? Where do you stand in that regard?
Well, I'm not a lawyer. That's number one. Number two is that I don't think APC leaders are stupid people who don't know when to stop or who don't know what they are doing. So I know. When, the way Buni has been, the chairman Caretaker Committee has been, there has been, people have been talking about, the legality of him being in that office and then still in the governor. Is there? So we have people who are knowledgeable enough to understand what is going on, in the party setting. So I don't think they are stupid people. So they understand what is going on. And I don't think if there's any implication that is going to lead to, that will destabilize the party or, something like that, I think they should be able to know. So I will leave that to the party. There are experts in the party. There are lawyers in the party. Lawyers, have been talking. So that's where we are. Our leaders are not stupid people. When we get to the bridge, we'll cross it. I don't think it's a problem. If it's a problem, we would have said, okay, let Buni step aside and then. But we're leaving that to lawyers. I'm not a lawyer. So,
Okay, if you don't want to approach it from the legal point of view, what about just in terms of sheer practicability? You sit in the Lagos State ESCO. Can you imagine your governor with one foot governing Lagos and the other foot trying to govern APC? Are the people of Yobe State not being shortchanged here?
have they been complaining?
You would know.
No, I'm not from Yobe State. Has anybody come out and said, our state is not working, our governor should come back? Nobody has said that.
Well, with your experience and from your perspective, is it possible to serve two masters, since we've gone to church this morning in this fashion? Can you be a governor, a fully competent, functioning governor of a state while being a caretaker chairman? It's not just an APC issue. Look at Adamawa State with Fintiri heading the PDP convention. What is this new part-time governorship role that we're seeing in Nigerian politics?
It doesn't disturb the work. The government is not a one-man show. Every Monday we sit in the ESCO and decisions are taken. And the commissioners and special advisors go to implement. Governor approves, projects, what need to be done. And then everybody, every commissioner, every special advisor, you understand your duty, you go and accomplish it. It doesn't have to be anywhere, everywhere at the same time. And when it is time for commissioning, because you would have done your job, the governor will come and take the glory. So it's a collective responsibility. Even if the governor travels out of Lagos today and spend 1 month, the work will still be going on because you understand your duty. You know what you are supposed to do. Every year you have a budget and you know what's in the budget, you know what you are supposed to do, and you do it. And the governor will be waiting for reports because we'll come back to his table and say, this is what we have done. When is this one going to finish? He said next week. He said, okay, make sure. When is the commissioning date? That's the way government is done. Decisions start taking on Monday and we'll go to work. Next Monday we'll come back and review. And then we'll move on. So he doesn't have to be there all the time. He won't be in the Ministry of Housing. He won't be in the Ministry of Works. Ministry of Works is doing a lot of work in Lagos. He won't be going around with them. The directors are there. A retinue of, gamut of civil servants, highly skilled civil servants are there to do the job. So in the office of the drainage, a very huge one in Lagos, knowing Lagos as a coastal city. We don't sleep. It's a 24-hour business. Because people will calling you all over Lagos. And it's not the governor that will go. It's we that will go and find out. Director, go there and find out what is going on. We have resident engineers across Lagos. So if anything is happening in Surere, we'll call the resident engineer. You go there and find out and report back to us. It's a massive network, And the government will just say it. The box is not on his level. He approves. Any job you see, any road you see, any drain you see, construction, or whether it's dredging or whether it's cleaning, he knows about it.
But I'm sure the people of Yobe State will have thought twice if they were told that their governor would take another job, while he was being elected as governor. Because obviously what you're doing is you're validating what is not right. The governor is supposed to be the governor of the state, and that's supposed to be his primary responsibility. And that's why, in terms of governance, you remove all that responsibility for the governor. It's just like you saying Joe Biden in America should still be working, doing other jobs, doing a day job. That's what you're saying. Secondly, I want to talk about groups in Lagos. Lagos for Lagos. What's your take on that group? Also, Igbos in APC. What's your take on that group?
Okay, let's take it. People of Yobe, they are not complaining. To them, it's a plus.
How's it a plus?
Their governor has been picked to do what he's doing. It's adding to his CV. It's also adding to the CV of the state. They're not complaining. The deputy governor is there.
How does the CV of the state, how does the CV of the state impact the people that need dividends of democracy? How?
I say, are they complaining? Wow. Have you ever had the people of Yobe State coming on pages of newspapers and TV stations and say, we're missing our governor? He's doing his work.
Do they need to complain?
Yes. They can say, give us our governor back. The governor is not in the state or nothing is going on. But it won't stop. It's just like if governor. What if the governor is sick and he travels? It won't stop the process because it's a huge network if you know what it means to be in a city like Lagos. It's a 24-hour business. And everybody understands his brief, the briefs very well. That you don't need anybody to push you to go and do your job. If you don't do your job, you'll be kicked out. The governor is just sitting down there, watch. He will set the directives, we debate and say, okay, this one approved, we approve. All the people, you raise your hand, you approve. If you have majority, it's approved, and you go and do your work. If you do it well, the governor will say, okay, you've done very well, thank you so much.
Invite you for a cup of coffee.
Well, I wouldn't coffee every day with the governor.
Okay, so Lagos for Lagos. Lagos for Lagos and Igbos in Lagos.
No,
Igbos in APC.
I'm the leader.
Yes. What's happening to that group?
Nothing is happening.
What about Lagos for Lagos?
Lagos for Lagos, well, Lagos for Lagos is also, they are APC members. They are APC members. It's not a political party. It's a group within APC Lagos.
Okay.
I think somebody wants to be governor of that group.
Before we go, now each time you're on this program, I ask you this question about drainage. You are the special advisor in charge of drainage in Lagos. And every rainy season, we're told, oh, government has done a lot with regard to drainage and there will be no problem of flooding. But this rainy season, we've seen real flooding in various parts of Lagos. Why is it that the government has not been able to even scratch the surface in terms of resolving that problem? Because anytime it rains in Lagos, people have instant hypertension because of the nightmare that they go through.
Let me tell you
what
now.
What has your office been doing? Why have you not been able to make any difference?
Let me tell you now, so that you have it in your system. You have it in your head that this is a coastal city, below sea level. And you must have
other cities that are below sea level.
Look at what is happening. Go to Netherlands or New Orleans, You see, look at Port Harcourt. Just look at what is happening in Port Harcourt now. So it's a natural phenomenon, natural occurrence. It's bound to happen.
So we should live with it.
No, we have to live with it. If you go, I'm going to give you some names of some areas you are not supposed to live in Lagos if you want to avoid flooding. And I call it here now: Awode, Iwaya, Makoko, Badia, Ijora, Isalu, Bota, Shibiri, Sherry North, Kara, Itowolo, Ajegunle, Majidun, Ogolonto. These are areas you're not supposed to build anything there. It's a wetland. And what are the uses of wetlands? This is a place when you have flash flooding, they settle there. And once for some hours or so, it will now start moving into the lagoon. And you still have your wetlands back, and you can do so many things there. But it's not habitable, it's not a place you're supposed to be. But people will go there and put up shanties. So we come. Lagos spend heavily, billions on channels. And our attitudes are not helping us of dumping refuse into the drains. You go and dredge a canal, and if it rains for another day, if you have rain the next day, if you go there, you won't believe that you have done anything there because of our attitude. And we have hundreds of these channels in Lagos. Some of them stretching up to 10, 11 kilometers. It's our attitude. Heavily, they have invested heavily. I've not seen, in my state, in Anambra State, I have not seen, they don't even think about, it's a natural, aligning the channels, construction. They're not thinking about it. You know why it is so? Look at Lekki before. This is Lekki corridor. It was not built up before. It's massive bush, and if it rains, it is going to go into the earth. But now, structures everywhere, concrete everywhere. So you need to align your channels, and that is what Lagos is doing. Okay. If we're not doing what we're doing, it's a daily affair. We generate 18,000 metric tons of refuse on a daily basis. Okay. Saddled with 25, 26 million people. You can imagine.
Well, thank you very much, Joe Igbokwe. I hope many of our viewers will not go away with the impression that the special advisor drainage has said that people should live with the floods.
No, it's not that. Lagos. No, it's not that they will live. I said if you go to live here, In these places I mentioned now, you have it. There was flood in Marina. We saw it. That Friday night. In the morning, I was in Marina. I couldn't disappear.
Okay.
Because our drains are working.
Well, thank you very much, Joe Igbokwe, for your time.